Merry Christmas to you.
And we pray once again, as we have every year, that perhaps we can finally have peace on earth.
Merry Christmas.
My best wishes to you and yours.
To those men who will be far away on this Christmas Day.
May I wish all of you a very warm and very joyous holiday season.
I wish to add my greetings to Greenland's wishes for a Merry Christmas to all of you.
Well, friends, have a wonderful Christmas. And may the little infant shower you with his gifts of compassion and understanding and kindness.
Who said there isn't any Santa Claus? Look what I found in my stocking.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
The next person that says Merry Christmas to me, I'll kill him.
Merry Christmas, Bing.
Merry Christmas, Frank.
Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Welcome to Old Times Is Not Forgotten, where we read old newspapers together. Today, we're in the ghost of Christmas past and reading the St. Paul Dispatch from St. Paul, Minnesota, dated December 28th, 1926. During the time of this newspaper, Prohibition was in, and since it was the holidays, people got their liquor by non-reputable places. We'll read the main headline. Holiday liquor deaths rise to 40. Scores ill. Chicago, December 28, 1926. Poison liquor caused 20 deaths in the United States over the holidays. The heaviest toll was in New York, with 23 dead. Among other cities in which fatalities were reported were Chicago with 7, Detroit 5, Des Moines 2, and Milwaukee 3. New York. Bellevue Hospital alone today had 79 persons, 14 of them women, in its alcoholic ward, and 10 alcoholic cases were reported at Kings County Hospital, Brooklyn. 17 of 23 deaths occurred in Manhattan, 5 in Brooklyn, and 1 in Queens County. I'm not surprised at the number of deaths from poisoned rum, Chester O'Meals, federal prohibition administrator for this district, said. As we tighten up on withdrawals of specially denatured alcohol and prevent diversion from that source, the bootleggers turn to completely denatured alcohol for their supply. This stuff cannot be made drinkable, for the bootleggers' chemists cannot get all the poisons out. The more you saw of Santa Claus on the street corners this year, the more you got the idea the impersonators were laboring under the impression he was a hobo. Here's a Christmas 1926 feel-good story for you. Dog carries notes over Alaska Pass and brings help to injured miners. Little Squaw, Alaska, December 25th, 1926. Carrying a scribbled note from 2 miners crippled by an explosion, one of them blinded, a Malamute dog crossed a 3,000-foot pass in the Brooks Mountain Range at night with the mercury 40 degrees below zero, to his master's cabin. The injured man arrived here Christmas Day on a sled. Oscar Ottersona's Little Squaw Miner was awakened at 2:30 a.m. Christmas Eve by his dog whining and scratching at the door. A note on the husky's neck read, "Come, both seriously injured. Explosion. Ottersonas had loaned the dog to J.S. Shaw and C. Dunlap, who were mining on Tobin Creek beyond the pass. 2 men hurrying over the pass with a sled and a team of dogs found Shaw and Dunlap badly injured by the explosion of a box of detonators. Dunlap was blinded. Perhaps it was the igloo built by Santa's Eskimo in Rice Park that gave the Reed children at 168 West Annapolis Street an idea anyway. Here is the result. The snow house in the picture is more than 8 feet high in the center, and the walls are 4 feet through and virtually solid ice. The result of throwing about 50 pails of water on the house after it was built. This not only provides warmth, but is a safety measure to prevent the house caving in. The children's father, Clifford E. Reed, assisted in the construction of the house. For playtime, the children use candles for lighting the igloo and find the house built of snow and ice just as satisfactory as any other playhouse. In the upper picture from left to right are Alice Reed, Lauren Loester, who lives next door, Edith Reed, Charles Reed, and Homer Reed. Homer is just emerging from the entrance in the lower picture. Here's an unusual Christmas story. Auto crash, dislodged turkey bone in child's throat, saves her life. Uniontown, Pennsylvania, December 28th. A little one's life was saved today by an automobile accident. A frantic father raced his automobile toward a hospital. 3-year-old Betty Kuhnauer with a bone from a Christmas turkey sticking in her throat and gasping for breath in her mother's arms. Kuhnauer's machine crashed into another. Betty was flung to the floor. The turkey bone was found beside her. Had there been no collision, she would have died before the hospital was reached, physicians said. At the President Theater tonight at 8:20, best seats 75 cents, Arthur Casey Players with America's Best Dressed Woman, quotation marks, Tom Mattel, in the sparkling, rollicking comedy, Some Girl. At the Palace Orpheum Theater, Vera Reynolds in Corporal Kate.
I'm disappointed in you and your ways. I'm double-jointed, there's no sensation like syncopation. Will you let me know why? I'd rather Charleston. What Charleston? That's the sort of thing I would never do. So, leave it behind and give your mind to something new. I'd rather Charleston. Charleston, Charleston with you. Charleston with me. I'm Charleston with you.
Here's a short clip of Vera Reynolds in the movie The Monster Walks. Here's an article for the Some Things Never Change category, The Once Over, by H1 Phillips. Christmas is over, and today finds thousands of fathers laid up with strains, sprains, and lacerations due to ambitious attempts to squat on the floor and see what makes little Gussie's mechanical toy tick. It's a strong father who can resist the impulse to put the tin railroad terminal together and run the 20th Century Limited around it an hour or two. If all the fingers smashed by curious fathers of the 40 years and over while exploring the inside of a toy sawmill, a grain elevator, derrick, or concrete mixer could be placed end to end the week after Christmas, they would reach from Canton, Ohio to 3:15 daylight time, Punta Arenas, Chile. Toys are not the simple things they used to be. No longer can any child operate them. It takes 2 adults to start them and 4 or 5 to stop them. Christmas is really getting to be too much of a strain on the old man. So it is Christmas. Is your child naughty or nice? It all depends on how you discipline them. The rod versus hypnotism. Spare the rod and spoil the child is a proverb which was dinned into the ears of many a young couple in the past. Hypnotism enables one to get at the child's subconscious mind, that powerful and elusive controlling agent. Impart good thoughts and aspirations in the subconscious, and the child cannot do wrong, even if he wants to. When small Johnny is naughty, just clap on his hat and march him around to the doctor for a painless treatment. Speaking of hypnosis, let's drive forward in time to the 1960s. Here's a man who failed his driver's test 16 times and was trying hypnosis to help him pass his test in England.
What was the result this time?
I failed again.
Oh dear, what went wrong?
I don't know. Nothing went wrong with my driving. I think my driving was perfect.
But to mention just a few of the points on your certificate of failure I've just been shown, it says that you didn't use your mirror properly, the traffic indicators, or the gears.
Yes, well, that's what he said. But I did.
You did use them properly?
Oh, yes, I did. All the time. I drove very careful. I watched the road very careful. I did everything possible to be a good driver. After we finished driving, he said, you park the car up here now. And he said, well then now, Mr. Rees, you know, that did sound very hopeful, didn't it? Well now, Mr. Rees, just tell me about a few things about the highway code. He asked me a few questions. I answered them very correctly, and he was very pleased about it. And then after that, he tells me, you haven't passed your driving test. Well, it's a joke, isn't it?
Why were you so sure that he wouldn't pass?
Well, as you know, I'm a clairvoyant, and clairvoyantly I could see it. And I was very, very sure. I hope all the time I would be wrong. But
was Mr. Rees under the influence of your hypnotic power when he was taking the test?
Yes. Well, I made him a better driver, full of confidence, but I can't make him passing the test. If I would have the examiner, I could hypnotize him, then we are sure he would pass the test.
Wouldn't you say after so many failures that the writing is clearly on the wall in large block letters by now?
Yes, it looks like that.
You don't think you'll ever pass?
I don't know. I think I will.
Thank you for watching my video. To end, we will step back again to 1926 and show you a video made by the Ford Company with Santa Claus. Welcome, dear Santa Claus, welcome. Greetings from this merry band. Happy children bid thee welcome. Christmas gladdens all the land. The trees are hung with crystal lamps. The world lies still and white. Santa Claus's home 'neath snowy boughs is a most pleasant sight. Ho, ho, ho! Fine wood for a fire's cheery glow, so I can warm myself where'er I go. From this my home in the land of toys, to earth where I leave gifts for good girls and boys. The moon tonight will be clear and bright, and crisp and cold the air. Just the Christmas Eve weather I like, for I must go everywhere. Have I forgotten anything? Has any child been missed? He puzzles over every name upon his good child list. A toy I'll take to each girl and boy, to fill their hearts with mirth and joy. Children all nestled and snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums dance in their heads. I see holly branch and mistletoe, hear Christmas chimes across the snow. Inside the stockings are pinned in a row. All is in readiness wherever I go. Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen, all rested and fed with the sweet-smelling hay, are ready and eager to be on their way. I've made dolls and gay trumpets, bright skates, games, and rings. My pack fairly bulges with a host of good things. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gives the luster of midday to objects below. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and Santa Claus too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. Down the chimney Santa Claus came with a bound. He was jolly and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. Santa Claus gives all he has every year. This beautiful mission is his. Then children remember there's nothing to fear if you're good, and most every child is. Restless feet dance on the threshold, eager faces at the door, gay excitement, whispered guesses. Here they come, 1, 2, 3, 4. Merry Christmas, wee! Isn't Santa Claus just the kindest man in all the world?